I'm James Spann. This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, 24th of August. Hey, we're actually going to be below 70, I think, this morning. First time that's happened. A morning low under 70 since the 5th of July. We'll take it. Night's a little cooler. Feels pretty good out this morning. Let's go to some of the Skycam shots around the network. First off, coming from Birmingham. View there from the Daniel Building, looking south, back toward Red Mountain. Sky crystal clear. And again, this dry air mass will mean cooler nights for the rest of this week. Again, not jacket or sweater weather, but we'll take it. We'll go down south to Selma, Alabama. That's the Edmund Pettus Bridge crossing the Alabama River. And way down south, Greenville, Alabama, Butler County. Nice moon there shining over the lovely Camellia City down in Butler County. Yeah, look at the dry air in place across the deep south. Got a strong trough digging down across the northern plains. A cold front associated with that. Big thunderstorms over Kansas. By the time that surface boundary gets down this way, it should be dry. In fact, it could serve to reinforce the dry air already in place, prolonging this type weather through the weekend. It's good that we have the lower humidity and cooler nights, but it's bad because we're not getting rain. But again, we'll just look at the positives instead of the negatives. Here's a look at the temperatures this morning. Hey, I see 30s and 40s behind that front over Wyoming and Montana. That's refreshing. And even down here, I see, look at Haleyville. They've got 64 and otherwise 60s over the northern half of the state. And again, at some point, especially late this week with a secondary surge of drier air, we have to wonder if some of the cooler pockets up in North Alabama could reach the upper 50s like Friday or Saturday morning. Rain for the next 5 days. This is suggesting heavier totals on the immediate Gulf Coast, and really the heavier amounts down there in the water of the Gulf. Amounts over North Alabama, about 1/10 of an inch, with a 1/4 inch just down below us. And again, even that is questionable, as you'll see. Tropical weather, Danielle and soon to be Earl. In fact, I think Earl is Earl. Now, they've got that thing as a 70% chance that the wave that came off the coast of Africa yesterday is developing, but boy, it looks good. And more than likely, later today, that will be a tropical depression, and probably tomorrow morning, by the time we talk, it should be Earl. Let's take a look at that developing Earl storm first. Again, you can see banding features already. A CDO beginning to form. It looks like it's just coming on. Modeling on this is Invest 96. You can see it's just below the Cape Verde Islands, and the models want to push it towards the really west-northwest, but it's got a pretty good northerly component of motion, and by 5 days, it's got that thing above 20 north. A lot of times when tropical cyclones get above 20 north, they tend to recurve. I'm not saying this one will. We don't know that for sure yet, but don't be shocked if Earl is a candidate for recurvature, much like Danielle. There's the intensity forecasts on the new system, and a number of the models bring it up to a Category 1 hurricane in coming days, which seems likely, and that the path is certainly there for that, not a lot of shear. There's Danielle. Had a real burst of convection yesterday. It's kind of died down overnight. And you can see it's now about halfway between the Lesser Antilles and the coast of Africa, out there around 15 north. And again, with a weakness in the ridge, almost all the models continue to suggest a northward turn before reaching the United States, and quite frankly, before reaching Bermuda. Bermuda sits out there at about 65 west. The intensity scheme, this thing kind of waffling between a Category 2 and a Category 3 hurricane. And there's the official track from the Hurricane Center on Danielle. It's got it after midnight Saturday night east of Bermuda as a Category 2 hurricane. Right now, the peak winds are at 100 miles an hour. And that thing should be a Category 3 along the way, but there will be some shearing that it will encounter that could knock it back down to Category 2 strength. But again, more than likely, this one will be recurving before reaching land. And quickly, a peek at the Gulf. A little unsettled down there. You know, that's that boundary between the drier air we have and tropical air down to the south. I'm not saying anything's going to form there. I'm just saying let's keep an eye on that, too. as the tropics are coming alive, but no sign of any organization. And again, the winds are too harsh down there now. We'll look at the GFS. This is the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock today. Nice trough over the east, very strong shortwave across the upper Midwest. And now below that, we're dry, sunny with low 90s, low humidity. Surface front from Canada down to near Wichita. Tomorrow, we stay dry. The front, it will be dry, but you can see that new surge of drier air centered over Minneapolis, St. Paul. And then Thursday, that new surge of dry air kind of noses down in here. So, again, and we stay dry, and Friday looks good. We note that we have an easterly flow that tries to bring in some moisture from Georgia. For now, we'll discount that and leave Friday as a dry day. And then Saturday, starting off the weekend, ridging right on top of us. Big trough back over the west coast. And there's Danielle on the right-hand part of the screen. And again, you can see how the GFS depicts a little moisture in here. And again, we all know it's going to be awfully hard to go 10 days with zero rain here. At some point, you're going to have a shot or two of or a shower or two on radar in the afternoon, and that could be the case on Saturday. But for now, the chance looks so small, we're not going to mention that. Sunday looks dry. Center of the dry air up around Washington, D.C., nosing in here from the northeast. Monday of next week, Danielle is slowly recurving well to the east of the New England coast. We are dry. And a week from today, Danielle kicks out to sea. We're dry, and look at that. Could that be Earl coming into play? Let's bump it out a few days to the 3rd of December, and that looks like Earl is, by golly, going to be a storm that's just going to follow the track of Danielle, or maybe close to that track. It's pretty close to Bermuda. And then on September 4th, it recurves. So at the moment, the GFS is depicting Earl as a system that will follow in the track of Danielle with a recurvature before reaching the United States. But again, it's very early in the game. And notice, look at that. We're just dry as a bone all the way through Labor Day. Goodness. We'll check the end of the forecast on the 8th of September. If you're looking for the first front of the fall season, it's not going to happen with that upper pattern. Big old ridge down and through here, and again, it looks awfully dry. So as you can see, Alabama's weather, if this is right, looks pretty dull and dry for the next 15 days or so. But we all know that could change. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog, the next video here by 3:30 or so today. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.
Weather.